Welcome to Exaltive and your first interactive video. This video will get you started with basic tasks from adding a new video from YouTube or Vimeo, and will show you how to add annotations, navigation, and common interactivities. This is an Exaltive enhanced video and has interactive features you can use to jump to specific sections or click for additional information. I'll start by logging into Exaltive. In this case, I'm using my Facebook account. After login, we arrive at our dashboard view where we can see our existing videos, or we can add a new video. I'm going to pop over to Vimeo where I found a video I want to share, and I'll select the sharing icon, and then I'll grab the URL link, and then I'll pop back over to Exaltive and click Add Video. I select the Vimeo source, and then I paste the URL into the URL area. Then I add a title, my first video, and then I can give a description of the video. In this case, this is practice editing. I'll add keywords so that I can find it in search, then select OK. I now see my video has been added to my dashboard view. Mousing over the video shows me common controls, and I'll select View to quickly preview the video I've uploaded. I hit play and can see that this is the video I expected. I can close the video and now return to my dashboard view. Next, I'll select the Edit button to open the video in the editor. Once in the editor, we can use the controls to preview the video, but here we'll get started with a title. So we'll select a text annotation, we'll select a title, and it puts it on the screen. Now we can type in kiteboarding in Bodega Bay and then position it where we want and resize it accordingly. I want to set the text size a little bigger, so I select 60. That's a bit too big, so I'm going to select 48. That fits in the space available. Next, we want to control the start and end times of the video using the sliders on the screen. We set the start time to the beginning of the video, and we set the end time to just after the transition to the first screen. I can use the timeline control in the properties box to set the timing down to 1/10 of a second. Next, I want to add an effect on the video. In this case, I'm going to select a fade in at slow speed so that it'll slowly transition into the video. Select Save on the properties, and then note that the annotation has appeared in the timeline editor control below. I can use this to control the start and end times just the way I did the sliders on the video. I'm going to use the preview control to see how my annotation looks in the actual final video. So I see the title has appeared, and then at the proper time it disappears. I select Design to get back into the design mode. As the next step in our process, we want to use a shape feature to highlight one of the cool features of our video. So here I found a section I want, and I'm going to select a square annotation, and I'm going to position it over the dog in this clip. Position it right about where I want it, and then I'm going to select a border that is white. I'm going to make the line a little thicker. I'm going to set no fill on the square color. Next, I'm going to save the object. Then I'm going to use the timeline control to set the start and end time. So here I'm controlling it to right about where the dog begins to disappear. And then I go to the timeline control and I click until I get it exactly where I want it. And go forward and backwards right to where it starts to fade out. Position it a little bit better. And now I hit save. I can now select Preview to view the final results, and the square appears, tracks the dog, and then disappears at the appropriate time. I select Design to continue with my editing. Next, we're going to move forward in our video where we have a cool jump scene that we want to call the user's attention to. We're going to position right about at the beginning of this scene, and then we're going to add a button. In this case, we'll select a stone square button, and we'll position it on the bottom of the screen where we'd like it. I'll add some text to the properties, in this case view that again, and I'll fine tune the positioning, size to the text, set it to the bottom of the screen. I'll go to the properties and change, maybe I'll select a red color, set the transparency to 0.8. Font size is good. Maybe I'll set the border color to a gray, have a shadow effect, and then I'll set my timing so that it disappears about when the user begins to fade out on the next screen. Set the start time adjust it, and then I'll hit save. I'm going to come back to it, select it from the timeline. I want to add an event. So I select events, on click, go to timeline, and now I'm going to position the T-square, which is the jump point, so that it's right at the beginning of the clip. I'm going to select save and now preview, where I can see the video, my button appears, and I can select view that again, and again, and again. So here I'm putting the control of the video in the hands of the viewer. I'm now going to select design and go back into the video to continue our design. I'm now going to show you a navigation control that lets you skip over a section of the video. Here we see we've got the user jumping, and then at one point he crashes. Maybe that's something we don't want to show and we want to edit out of the video at playback. So we can use the skip control to do that. I select skip, and now I can just simply set the start and end time of where I want the skip to begin and end. I set it right to begin the fade out to black, and I hit save. Now we hit preview, and here we go. We jump right, it's a good jump, into the black and onto the next section. Notice the orange marker in the timeline that indicates the section has been removed. Next, we're going to move down to the end of our video. We're going to add a really cool feature called a web object. This lets us embed another website right on top of our video. So here I've got my web object window, which I'm going to size, fill in the space I have available. And then in the properties, I'm going to paste in the URL of a site I found that learns more about kiteboarding. And now there it is right in the video, so users can get additional information without ever leaving the video player. I'll do a little final positioning and then set my timeline controls. In this case, I'm going to use a pause feature, which causes the video to stop for a set period of time or until the user takes some action, like closing the web object. I'm going to select save and observe that the web object appears in the timeline marked red to indicate it's a pause event. I'm going to select preview, and now we'll see it in action. Observe that the web object appeared and the video stopped, and now I can scroll until I close the object and the video continues playing to the end. Now I want to add an image annotation to the video. I select image. I see the image object appear. I now need to select an image I want. I find it in my files, select open, then select upload. You see the image is added. I can now size and position the object as I would any annotation in the video. In this case, I'm going to put it down in the lower right hand side so I can make it into a watermark that will appear across the video throughout the entire timeline. I'll set the start time of the video to be right at the very beginning so that the object will appear throughout the video. Next, I want to add an event for this image, so I select on click and then go to web page where I'll type in the URL www.exaltive.com. Save and then select preview to see the video. There's my watermark video, and if I select it, it takes me right to exaltive.com, opening a new window in the browser. Anytime you click out, the video is paused, so I can return to the video. Now we're going to add a fun interactive element called a slideshow that lets you add additional material to the video and lets the user flip through additional slides just like you might do with a PowerPoint. I've actually created a PowerPoint that has some images that I want to share, and I'm going to save the document as an image, and I'm going to select a PNG file type, or JPEG works. I'm going to select save. And this is going to save the deck as individual images. I'll now go back to the browser, and I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 slides. I select the first slide, select upload, locate the files that I had saved, Exaltive examples, I believe. Select slide 1, uploaded it. Now go to slide 2, select upload, slide 2, select slide 3, upload, slide 3. There it is. I'll do a quick final position, and then I'll select Preview to see how it appears. Video plays and then pauses as the slideshow pops up and the user can flip through 1, 2, 3, and then close and the video continues. Now, if we want to let the user control when the slideshow appears on the video, we can do this through a button. So here I'm going to add a button, position it on the screen, set the text to learn more, size, set the positioning, adjust the color, set the transparency, adjust the timeline so that it appears through the majority of the video, start and end. I'm going to add an effect to make it a little more noticeable to the user, fly in from top. And now I'm ready to add the event. Select on click and then choose the reveal option, and then I select the object to reveal, in this case slideshow 1. I'm going to select save and then preview. Now we can see the video as we've had it, and up pops our learn more button. When we click it, boom, the video stops and we can flip through our slides, close it, and then the video continues. I can return to the information at any time by selecting learn more. Often when you're editing a video, you'll want to do the same thing over and over again. In this case, we want to add a copy of that view it again button that we had added earlier. So I locate the object on the timeline, I select the view it again, then I'm going to choose copy and create a copy of the object. Now I can simply reposition it and reset the properties so that I have a new version of the view it again feature. I've repositioned the button and now I'll select preview, and just like before I can say view that again and see it over and over again, saving a lot of the time it took to format the original version. One of the most popular interactions is called a quiz or Q&A. So I select Q&A from the menu, up it pops, and it's a pretty simple process. You just set the questions, how high can a kiteboarder jump, and then you give the responses. 6 inches, 6 feet. If you want to add an additional item, you can select even more. The option button next to the questions determines which is the correct answer, 20 feet. Now I clicked plus to add another question. How much water is needed to kiteboard? 6 inches, 6 feet. Add another topic, more than 20 feet. I set the submission note, thank you, and now we're ready to. Quizzes can be mandatory or optional. I'll leave this one as mandatory, and then I'll add an event that says, once it's been completed, we want to navigate. So if 1 out of 2 questions are incorrect, we want to go on the timeline. We'll select back to the beginning of the video where they can watch it again to make sure they've seen the information that they did not understand the first time through. We'll select preview and now watch the video. Here's the quiz. Select the answers we want. More than 20 feet, correct. 6 feet of water, that's incorrect. I submit the response and I'm back to the beginning of the video. Next, I want to introduce you to a feature that you'll use in almost every video. It's called a table of contents, and it's easy to add. You simply put titles for each chapter and set the start and end time. So it's very easy to go through and just pick the points in the video where relevant information is happening, give an appropriate title, and set the start time of the chapter. So start, dog, jump. When you're done adding, you click the X at the top to close the table of contents. Then you can jump to preview and see what we've created. Start, dog section, jump, quiz, With the table of contents completed, we can quickly verify the rest of our video is working as expected. And now we're ready for the final step, which is to publish the video and make it available on the web. To do that, we select the Publish button on the upper right. And that generates the embed code that we need to share the video. We can grab an embed code to put on a web page, use a link, send an email, or I'm just going to click View to open in a new window. I hit play, and now here's the complete video that we've created. We have our table of contents. We can jump to each section. We see our square to track the dog. We go to the jump section. We can view that again. We can go to our quiz, take the test. And that's how simple it is to create an interactive video with Exaltive. Now it's your turn to go out and give it a try.